right.
We're live. Hang on. I'm going to mute. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Weird World Weekly, a production of Galactic Netcasts. I'm Dave Nelson. Joining me, as always, Mr. Matt Stein. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Dave.
Are you ready?
Swallowing coffee and you're yelling at me.
No, it's okay. It's this show has already started off weirdly because I wasn't ready. The hangout started, and I had to like rush around, going from tab to tab, trying to figure out where I'm at. And I hate to start things off like that, but we're good now. Everything came together, and we are here to talk about all things weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we say weird, Matt, what are the categories that we usually consider? Well, we get our stories from usually.
Well, there's paranormal.
Conspirations.
Conspirations. Paranormal conspiracies. There's everything else that doesn't go into what we like to do, which we go with grab bag, but we got rid of the weird sound, the guy with the long pause.
Yeah.
Grab. And then the last one is the mythologicals.
Yeah, so mythological is like I guess like weird serial killer or disappearances could be fit into that category. But like elves,
would an urban legend count as mythological?
Yeah. But also like stuff from back in the day, like elves and
leprechauns.
Fade
off. Right off.
Really?
I have no idea. Well, all the leprechaun movies lead me to believe that a midget will rip your face off. A dwarf will rip. I'm sorry.
There's some weird stuff out there. In fact, I was listening to a podcast called, what is it? Yes, I listen to other podcasts besides our own.
So do I.
Called Lore. And it's just one guy, and it's like maybe about 15 minutes long, about the same length as our show. And he talks about one thing like folklore, like one, and he was talking about, it wasn't leprechauns, it was elves. And in particular, elves in Iceland, how they like, they'll stop like a construction project because of a rock that supposedly is the house of the elves. Like there's been people that have had really bad luck because they messed with, like they changed the land around and where elves were supposed to be living. It's really, really interesting. I'd love to talk about that on this podcast as well, but not this week. That's not one of the categories. So we've got this thing. What is it called? It spins. It's got the stories on it. What's the name? The name is escaping me, Matt.
I think this week the name has actually been sponsored by Willy Waldo. Willy Waldo's Wacky Wheel of Wild Weirdness.
I have a feeling that that's going to be a thing from now on. Like you're going to be adding on sponsors. That's awesome. I like it.
I'm going to do the best I can.
Okay, so the stories on the wheel this week include hilariously bad conspiracy theories, numbers that launched absurd superstitions, mysterious roar over Wisconsin still unexplained, CNN reporters attacked by ghosts live on the air, and the Dyatlov Pass incident. So let's spin the wheel and find out which story it's going to land on, and that's what we're going to talk about. So here we go. What story are you hoping it lands on, Matt?
CNN reporters attacked by ghosts live on air, because I think it's funny.
And you're a big like ghost person too, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
Okay. All right. We're going to talk about mysterious roar over Wisconsin still unexplained. You live in Wisconsin, so this hits close to home.
Yes. I don't know where some of these smaller cities are, but it's not really terribly close to my house.
Okay. So let's start the timer, officially start talking about this. 15 minutes or less. We guarantee that we'll have you out of here in 15 minutes. So it was heard by scores of people across the southern portion of the state on Sunday, April 19th, for up to 3 minutes. And of this date, no explanation has been given for it. Now, the cities that are in the area where people heard this mysterious noise include Janesville. That's the closest of these, right? Of these listed, that would be the closest city to you, right?
Janesville and Beloit are pretty close, but they're still like 2 hours away. I have to figure out where these other ones are.
Janesville, Beloit, Milton, Evansville. I think Evansville is way south. Albany.
I have a feeling these are all pretty far south because they seem like they're probably all in the same area.
Albany, Monticello, Monroe, Elkhorn, and Devlin.
Delavan? Sorry. I didn't mean to correct you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, these are all in the Madison area.
Okay. So if you were in this area on April 19th, we would love to hear from you. You can reach us via email, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. The voicemail number is 805-328-3966. Also, you can go to our website, galacticnetcast.com, click on the thing on the very right-hand side, and leave a voicemail or a voice message on the website. So, most ear witnesses, I didn't write that, of the roar said it sounded much louder than an aircraft, even a low-flying one. A report from the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport said there were no aircraft in the affected area at the time of the sound. Now, Matt, would you like to hear the sound?
Absolutely.
Okay, here it is. Sounds like a big piece of sheet metal. Weird, eh? It's funny because the picture that they're showing to go along with this video is not actually. It's some other place, some other in the country or the world. It's like some like Air Force base somewhere. But that was filmed on April, or that was recorded on April 19th. It was published on YouTube on April 20th. That is the sound that we're talking about. So, what do you think?
I'm trying to what the hell? I don't know what I would do if I heard that outside. I would probably just be like, whatever. I mean, we live near an airport, so I'd probably dismiss it. So the fact that someone thought enough to sit and record it is kind of impressive to me, but I don't know.
It's not as weird as the other ones that we've heard, like the trumpets from the heaven sound. That is the most common one. That's super eerie.
Yeah, but I'm so conditioned to hear sound at all times. Silence kind of makes me nervous now. It's just weird when it's really quiet. I don't even sleep in silence. I have a fan on and the TV on at all times, no matter where I am.
Yeah, we do too. We have a fan on.
Yeah. So if I heard that sound, I don't even know if it would really faze me, or if I heard a sound from the atmosphere, would it even faze me, or would I just
I think if you heard the weird trumpet sounds that we discussed on a previous episode, I think that might catch your attention. I think that might freak you out a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like to really hear it and understand what it might possibly be, you would have to live in the middle of nowhere. Because right now, if I go outside, I'm going to hear cars. I can tell one of my neighbors is mowing their lawn right now. I'll hear the wind, the trees. There's like I said, there's an airport nearby, so I can hear planes. So it's I would have to be outside of the city, away from all sort of noise pollution, to even understand that if the sound was happening, that it's not a normal sound.
You know what? You're right about that. And also, if you were to live in a big urban area and heard that sound, the first thing that I think I would do is I would drive around to see where else I can hear it. Because if it's just in
Yeah.
my location, I could chalk it up to like, I don't know, some industrial park down the road doing some weird thing with metal or whatever. But it sounds like this sound was widespread. I mean, does it say how big of an area it is? No, the article where I got this information from, it did say it. I did not include that though in the text that I copied and pasted from the article on our document here. Okay, so a couple more things about this. Rain was reportedly falling at the time in Janesville, but the National Weather Service said there were no storms or other weather conditions that could have caused thunder or loud noises. There were no reports or records of a meteorite passing over, which would have created a short sonic boom, not a sustained roar. How about an earthquake? Wisconsin is not known for earthquake activity, and none was reported on April 15th. Oh, I thought it was the 19th. Why does it say the 15th? Okay, that's just an error, I think. And they talk about fracking. There's no fracking in Wisconsin. So it sounds like they've ruled out the obvious ones. Sounds like they've done their homework.
I feel like this, I mean, there's the website dedicated to all the other sounds that we've discussed on a previous episode. And that's been going on for years. So if a new sound popped up or if it was the same sound and they didn't do their due diligence, then I think people would just instantly dismiss it. So I feel like they have to kind of look into it. Otherwise they're just gonna, no one's gonna believe it.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that too. The whole living in an area with so much noise pollution already that it would just kind of blend in. So you're totally right. I think it would stand out. It'd only stand out if you lived like in a very rural area or out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the wood. There was a video when I was doing research for the last episode where we talked about weird noises. I found a video of a guy, looks like he's in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere, and that noise happens. So that was very obvious that it was something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
All right.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it is. So who knows what it could be? I'm going to say aliens. I solved it. It's aliens, Matt. There we go.
That seems to be a go-to for a lot of people, so I think you're safe.
All right. Again, if you guys have any thoughts on this, 805-328-3966, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. You can find us on Stitcher Smart Radio. Please give us a 5-star rating and review on Stitcher. You can do that there or do that on iTunes as well. And tell your friends about Weird World Weekly and the other shows of Galactic Netcasts. Hey, you can join us on the Galactic Netcast Facebook group, where currently we are putting together the Galactic Netcast drinking game, which is a lot of fun. So if you have any thoughts on that, we're looking for other things to drink for or whatever. Okay, that's going to do it for this Weird World Weekly. Matt, until next time, what do you want to do?
Keep it weird, Dave.
All right. We will talk to you then. Sen. That's not a word.